2010. This is your tight end ranking show. I'm Dustin. This is Brent. Before we get into it, we have games this year on our site. We got weekly pick'em and survivor leagues going. We have weekly and national prizes.
Trip to Hawaii.
Trip to Hawaii. You can get in there. You can play against us. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's free. Just go onto our site. Click on the contest.
Free trip to Hawaii.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. We want to see you in there. Tight end tiers. This is the year of the tight end. It is so deep this year. No reason to stretch. There's a handful of guys last year that really broke out and are gonna probably have good years again this year. Let's get into tier one. We start with Dallas Clark. Hands down, safest bet at tight end this year. Good offense. They like him in the red zone. Next, Antonio Gates. They like him in the red zone as well. Good offense. He's 1 year older, but he did lead all tight ends in yards last year. We expect him to have another solid year. Moving down, we got Vernon Davis. He and Alex Smith have a great chemistry. He led all tight ends with 13 touchdowns last year. They love him in the red zone. We expect him to have another solid season as him and Smith, continue to grow together. And the last guy is Jason Witten in this tier. 94 catches, over 1,000 yards, but only 2 touchdowns. We do expect the touchdown total to go up. Obviously, it can't really go down that much, but he's on a great offense. Should have another solid year. We really like him, especially in PPR leagues.
Tier 2 starts off with 2 guys that really broke out last season. At number 5, we have Jermichael Finley. He had a huge second half of the season last year, and we figured for him and Rodgers to be hooking up all year long could spell great things for any Finley owners. At number 6, we have my boy, Brent Celek. Loved this guy last year. He was great value. Now, he's not so much a sleeper anymore, but with Donovan McNabb leaving, you might think his value might go down a little bit. However, when Kevin Kolb did start last season, he looked for Celek early and often. And at number 7, we have Tony Gonzalez. You know what you're going to get with him. He's a quality tight end. He's just not that elite tight end anymore.
Let's take a look at tier 3, and we start with Kellen Winslow. Surprise year last year. He and Freeman hooked up early and often. They had great chemistry. We expect those two to definitely have another solid year together. Number 9, we got Owen Daniels. It was a huge disappointment when he went down. He was having such a great year. He's going to be coming off that knee injury, but we do think he will be ready for the season and could have a productive year on that great Texans offense. And the last guy in tier 3 is Zach Miller. Now, not many teams can say having Jason Campbell as their quarterback is an upgrade, but the Raiders can. We think Miller could increase his numbers across the board.
Tier 4 starts off with Chris Cooley. Make no mistake, he is the starter in Washington, not Fred Davis. I know Davis, had a big end of the season last year, but Don McNabb will be throwing the ball to Chris Cooley. At number 12, we have Shianko for the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this guy's really a hit-or-miss type tight end, but you just can't ignore the 11 touchdowns. Next on our list is Heath Miller. Now, we know Big Ben's going to be out a few games, but you can't ignore Heath Miller's huge year last season. Then we have Greg Olsen. Mike Martz is the offensive coordinator. He tends to get everybody involved, and that obviously includes the tight end. Next at number 15, we have John Carlson. Carlson got touchdowns 7 times last year, so definitely take a look at him. He's a decent tight end. And rounding out tier 4 is Dustin Keller. Didn't really have a stellar season last year statistically wise, but in the playoffs, he had huge games a la Brent Celek a year ago, who was a huge sleeper last season. Dustin Keller might do the same thing.
Taking a look at the last tier, we start with Kevin Boss out there with the Giants. It's a great offense. They should score a lot of points, and he could improve on his 5 touchdowns from last year. Number 18, we got Jeremy Shockey, just not the player he used to be, and there's just too many weapons out there with the Saints. They spread the ball around so much. Shockey just seems to be the odd man out. Number 19, we got Grisham with the Bengals, their first-round pick. Rookie tight ends hardly ever have a fantasy impact, but Finley proved last year that it is possible. He could fit really nicely in the Bengals offense. And the last guy, we got Brandon Pettigrew with Detroit. We think Detroit will have an improved offense this year, which will definitely help Pettigrew's numbers. So that's it for the tight ends for 2010 rankings. Like we were saying, it's deep this year, so don't stretch on any guys. You're going to be able to get good guys late. Don't forget to get into our games. We're all going to be in there playing this year. Just go on the site, click on the contest, log in. Free to play. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm Dustin. This is Brent. Don't forget to check out all our other rankings as well.